everybody. Welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
What's going on?
Careful with that flame, man.
He's about to light them up.
What?
I didn't know we were having pyrotechnics tonight.
Right?
There ain't no you don't need a license for
That's
this.
why he's on that
Oh,
facial
God,
hair.
you
You don't
don't
want to
mind
set it on
seeing it.
fire.
Dude,
That was a little one.
This is the Gulf of America now. America.
You're still up in frozen Connecticut. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true, though. Yeah.
All right, Don's got a comment already. He says, the podcast is not available on the podcast app on my Tesla. I'm going to fix that because I was told that it went everywhere. So
He has
you
a
should have
Tesla?
access to it if you have Apple Podcast, if you have Spotify Podcast, if you have iHeartRadio Podcast. I mean, it's in all of those. So I don't know what we're missing out with the Tesla crowd.
Wait, is it? But the Tesla SKTs,
Yeah.
I would never. I
Oh,
would never. I don't know why. I don't mean that as a bad thing. I just would never picture him driving a Tesla.
Because of how much he has to travel.
But I have nothing, and I have nothing to base that on either. So I don't mean to be disrespectful.
You haven't watched his videos.
No, I haven't.
All right, was Steve calling everybody out right off the shot?
Really, Steve, being all mean and everything, just because you went down to Orlando.
Yeah, I know, right?
Went down to Orlando, had a great time too.
So Jody started the night off right with a gifted Ham Radio Clubhouse membership.
He knows how to smooth it out.
So
Jody
I got to
knows how
try to
smooth
find
it
out who was the receiver. Dave, N0. I got to move the chat over here. I can't see.
Gifted one membership.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of wait to get that.
And you know something, Ron? I thought SKT would be a Dodge Dart guy from the 70s, maybe. You know?
Oh, okay. One of those, not the new ones.
No.
That they should have called the Dodge Fart. Oh God, it's like the Neo or Neon, the old that old piece of.
Love you, Don Army.
Wouldn't know. Never drove one. I remember those. Had the big old round headlights. Were they a hatchback or were they a sedan?
Well,
they were sedan.
They're a sedan. Now, it was interesting because late 70s, everything was the round headlight. And then I think it was 80 or 81, maybe 82. Everything went to the rectangular square light.
Is it a square
and
light
you
or
still replace,
rectangle
remember?
light?
And you still had to replace the big, where nowadays you're just
You had the sealed beams.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was sealed.
And you had to focus them?
Yes.
With the
You had the
screws?
two. If you uninstalled, when you had to take out the frame, if you touched the wrong screws, you whacked out the alignment.
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Lord.
Love it, Joe.
I got.
Oh, so
I
we're
got
starting
one
off
of
that way, huh?
I got one of those sent to me too, and I don't know if I should share this or not.
Nope.
Congratulations, Eric. 13 months here. You're crazy, man. You and those crazy boys from up north. But thank you.
I kind of want to though.
I'll just do it.
Shane, how's your week been?
202 shows later. Wait a minute. 202 shows later, we have to figure out what to say and what not to say.
I sent it to Joe Bratton, so I let him decide.
Okay.
He is the chaperone. No, you are the chaperone.
He's already been drinking tonight, so let him decide. Right.
Oh, wow.
That's backwards on y'all's camera, though.
No. It came through correctly.
It came through.
Oh, goodness.
I did not originate that photo. That came
I
from.
didn't either.
No one said you did.
Came from Shane.
No one said you
That's
did.
not
Why
what I
would
say to you. I would not send a thing like that.
No one said you did.
Really?
Get me in trouble.
Really?
Yes,
the bag
really.
of the bag of.
Well,
Exactly.
That was anonymous. So y'all need to talk to Anonymous about that.
You know what X said? It's funny you mentioned him about. I think it was last week.
Anonymous?
No.
Oh.
The guy up there in Minnesota.
Oh.
The bag of D.
The bag of
The bag of D. So
Yeah.
you know how you can get your suggestions, which I really don't want, but they just want to push that stuff.
Your suggested content.
They wanted me to like him on X. I'm like, are you serious?
wow.
Nope. Hard pass.
Why are we
Did
going
you
there
say,
now?
Don't approve of this ad.
I don't even approve of you making suggestions for me. I can
So much for
listen.
quick intros.
I can get myself in trouble all by myself. Okay, that's all. We're just gonna leave it at that.
That's so true. All right, so back to
Anyway,
introductions.
back to
My
biz.
week was great. I'm in the middle of trying to fix the software issue that the software engineers for some reason are having the worst time trying to diagnose. So it's been a week between me and AWS getting XML requests back and forth. So some of you who work in that industry understand what I'm talking about. Otherwise, there's a bunch of ones and zeros doing things that ones and zeros shouldn't do. So that's been my week.
Bits and the bytes.
The bits and the bytes.
I was gonna say when the developers say it works fine in my VM, you just want to reach across the table and slap them, don't you?
Yeah, if they weren't like in Denver,
What's a
because
VM?
they're off-site.
Virtual machine.
Virtual machine.
Mine are all run on the Citrix. I have to log into Citrix to run my virtual machines. Anyway, so enough about me. Joe Brett, how you been, buddy? Where
Man,
you
I've been
at?
doing-
You ain't in the shack tonight.
You know I can't tell you where I'm at.
I know you're in.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Sioux
you're
City,
hanging out with
Mississippi.
Ape again. Okay, got it.
Wait
I'm
a
not-
minute. There's something fishy.
I'm not
When
in
the
Nebraska.
intro music was playing, the stuff on the wall that was in back of Joe was taken down, moved, or wait a minute, you did something wrong. You switched something around.
His camera follows him.
Something's up
It's gonna
here.
make me seasick tonight.
I will,
I'm no-
I will say, I am not too far from our buddy Jim.
Really?
And
Oh, so you're in Georgia. Okay.
yeah, we'll say that.
Oh, you're in Alaska.
Actually, and I thought I seen Jim's truck today when we was at lunch. So much so that I walked around to look to see if the dents were going down the side of the truck, and it
Not
wasn't
there.
Oh, imagine if it was, man. I'd have that truck pulled over. I'd have a broken light. I have it on cinder block.
You just,
I would be calling for a tow truck for that
You,
thing.
you just have to have that just smell for that waft of Pall Mall.
I would find the nearest
Newport.
record. I would find the nearest record.
Look at that
Wow.
mood lighting on my bed.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Just
Joe.
yourself.
I would find the nearest tow truck driver, give him $100 and tell him to put it on the flatbed. Find Jim's truck.
Code 45, thanks for the 26 months. For those of you who are
Thank you,
not
Terry.
familiar, all these people in green, they're our channel supporters, and we want to say shout out to them to thank you for the monthly support. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, so before I get done with my introduction, I do need to give a shout out to maybe some other members of my stay here at this undisclosed location. I have opened my mouth about my nerdy hobby that some of them has been prior hams themselves and let their crap expire, get it
Oh,
fixed.
testing session, it is.
Right, we do online testing. We can get you fixed.
Let's do it.
And,
Well, we'll get you relicensed. We don't know about getting you fixed.
Tell him you've been served.
I was gonna say, but we already know they've been watching because your employee number matches a certain episode number.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
These folks tonight are not necessarily. They're not in my employment
Okay.
at my place. They're here for the same reasons I'm here for, to learn about other things. But yeah, I opened my mouth and I ended up showing them the Clubhouse show,
Oh, God.
shit.
and they said they was going to be in chat, but I haven't seen any unusual names in chat yet. So you need to step it up. I told you I like to
Joe.
gut punch, and you're being some weak asses right now. So get in chat.
I heard the background chat from your friends who were saying you haven't uploaded the video in 3 weeks, or what the heck is going on?
Oh, damn. He's going for the
You've been paying
jugular.
attention. It's probably been 3 weeks or more.
Oh, we
Look,
got
man, it's
we-
only February the 11th. I've got
We
the
got-
whole month of February to do my monthly video.
you know the
That's right.
access I have at work. That went out yesterday.
There's one of them right there. Oh,
Glenn,
Oh, Glenn. Yeah.
there he is, Glenn.
Glenn.
Glenn, welcome aboard, Glenn.
Yeah.
There's one.
Next week's show, we're going to feature Glenn. He's going to tell us all about
He's
Joe.
gonna- yeah, he's
Oh.
gonna give us
Yeah,
the behind
we
the
can talk
scenes
about
of
how
Joe Brett.
Glenn let his ham license lapse and how we're
That
going
would
to
be
get
a
him
great-
back on track.
That would
Yes,
be a
we
great
will.
topic.
There we
We can
go.
do that.
So I did explain to them, though, when they want to know what the show was about, I said, well, if you ever saw Seinfeld, then it's a show about nothing but
Pretty
everything.
much.
And it's just a break. So,
It's just a hangout.
yeah.
It's
Who
a
knows
happy
what
hour
we'll
for
talk-
some of us.
I did say we do have guests tonight, so we will have like a little directed conversation, but
A directed net.
it can get fun.
It's early.
Izzo, how about yourself, man?
Well, I want to give a great shout out to Mother Nature, who has decided to blast Connecticut.
Oh, it's
'Cause
winter.
I know, and I should not be complaining, but this is what we do in
She needs
southern
to
New
go home.
England.
She's hitting
Yes.
the South again too.
Yeah, yes.
42
that-
here tonight.
But a shout out to the Aaron's snow thrower company and that Briggs and Stratton, that 28-inch wide. What do you call that thing? The tumbler, the shoe,
The auger.
the auger.
Okay.
And let me
See, I
tell
don't
you
even have
something.
one.
So let me tell you what happened on Sunday after I got done.
What?
Tell you what, I had an idea. So after we take care of us, the neighbor, couple others, we all take care of.
So it was a community throw-in's, what you're saying.
We
or
take care of.
blowing.
Listen. We take care of each
Careful now.
other
Okay. Good.
one way or another. And that's important. That all neighbors should be helping out your neighbors, especially the elderly and those who can't walk and whatever. Man, I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but I will tell you this. I bring the snow thrower up to the garage, and I'm looking at that ATOS 120A. And I'm saying, how can I put this thing on the snow thrower, grab the 871 or a 705, put it like in a chest kind of harness or whatever, or just operate from it, or go out in the snow in the middle of the snow and operate. And then I'm
Thank
saying,
you,
well,
Richard,
wait a
for the
minute.
16 months.
Thank you, Richard.
Izzo can keep that weather. I'll stay way out west in California.
Yeah, my friend, you all got some rain and winds coming in California, Oregon, Washington State area. So be careful. Right down to the Mexico border. So then I'm looking at the MFJ stick, and I got that trucker mount. I got the vice grip mount. So I may try it. We got some inclement weather coming in. I'm off tomorrow and Thursday, and just for ha-has, I might just do it, and maybe I'll get
Just for
Matthew too.
ha-has.
Yeah, maybe because why not? Because you can.
That's right.
How can you make your snow thrower? It'll be just like the old lawnmower days, but different season, and being a little older and maybe a little wiser.
And no mullet.
Yeah, and no, we never had a mullet. Anyway, that's all I'm doing. I'm smoking a good cigar tonight. I got my favorite JC Newman inch. You can't see it.
Great cigar.
The 6x60, and I'm gonna throw it up to my buddy Steve up there. Hey, Steve, have you noticed? You and I are kind of wearing the same color shirts tonight.
Well,
y'all must have coordinated before.
This one's actually a little bit orange, but
you're more orangey.
Close enough.
Yeah.
KD9
Did I put on my
WXO,
darker
YouTube
shirt,
member.
James,
Thank
so
you
we
so
can match on
much.
this side?
No.
I was gonna say one night we'll all do black shirts.
Mine's called
In honor of
soft
Molson,
pearl or
Right.
something, but it's all stretched out and fat.
No quarter zip tonight.
Nah, I wanted to wear something different.
Had to wash
You
it
want to
every
be
now and
casual.
then.
Yeah.
You wanna
Well,
be
hey,
casual.
for anybody new in the chat and some of my new friends, before we completely move off of Izzo, I've told you how Izzo's our guy that sometimes things go over his head and really makes the show fun. But you also learn a lot about cigars, and I know some of you like cigars, so you can learn about some
We
cigars.
need to have a cigar shows. What we need to have.
We've only been saying it for the last 202 shows.
3 years, yeah.
3 years coming up in March.
Because even Frank
Communications and
said we should
cigars.
do that.
Yeah, we'll get John Crook on there too.
And we got to get
NJUR
Carlos
says
back
the
on.
ATOS 120, the ham radio phallic symbol of the hobby.
Yes.
And you
Missed that
should-
episode. That was
I was gonna say there were a ton of them down in Orlando.
I can imagine. Oh, I could just
a ton of
imagine.
phallic things or a ton of ATOS 120s?
ATOS 120s.
And I can just imagine what was going through Joe Brett's. If Joe Brett was there, he saw the corn stalks of ATS 120s.
Wait till you see the video I got coming out. Julie did a spot for me on an antenna mast.
Okay.
What?
Yes. Yeah, Joe.
What has the world come to?
What's the rating on this video?
NC-17, buddy.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my god!
Make sure you do that check mark for not meant for children.
Oh yeah. No.
Are you
good
eligible
idea.
for memberships on your channel?
Not yet. Not yet.
Golly,
Yeah.
that'd be
So
something good to put for members only.
Actually, this one is going to be an ad for a certain company.
All right, little edgy. Okay.
And it's already been sent to the company owner, and he's down for it, so it's all good.
Through my head.
I know, right? Me too.
Steve, you are catapulting. Is that the right word? You're catapulting.
He's becoming a super tuber.
He's self-marketing himself. Look at that.
I edited 8 videos today.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus.
While working.
I'm gonna start throwing you some of this podcast stuff so you can start editing that too.
Hell, you need a job, Steve.
Well, no, I just got off the freaking computer from working. Just before we started here.
Bring out the violins. Bring out the violins.
No, it looks like they might actually have to fly me out to the to one of the carriers.
Back to a boat again, huh?
Yeah, except this one's underway, so I won't make the stream from there.
Well, you should.
They
got Starlink.
Negative,
yes.
Ghost Rider.
Just don't do your location broadcast.
Starlink is doing everything, man. You saw what I posted. Starlink's doing it all.
Yeah.
Super Bowl commercial, man.
You need
They're
to
pumping
tell them, I got a show to do. I don't care where we're at. I got a show.
If you tell them if you can make a deal with T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T, you can make a deal with the Clubhouse.
That's right.
I'm a closer. You see Izzo. He's a closer.
He's a closer.
Well, and there's possibility I will be spending the month of May in Japan.
Oh.
Steve's son. Oh,
well,
my God.
No, that's a problem.
Well, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Because you got to get it really early to do the show.
Well, let me guess. You don't like sushi.
No, I love sushi. No,
right,
the problem is Dayton and DC are both in May.
Well,
and if I have to miss both of them, I'm gonna be pissed.
Tell them you got prior obligations.
I did because it ends right there at the DC one.
You
so
tell
I can probably
Minister,
fly back early.
You tell Minister Takanawa that listen, we gotta do some rearranging.
Richard.
Did I just blow his job?
All right. Ham Radio over the coax. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. We appreciate you. Richard, the Truck and Ham gifted 10
Richard
Ham Radio Clubhouse memberships.
Going big.
And Steve, do you have the chat pulled up where you can see who were the recipients of that?
I do.
Oh,
Digital Rancher, George, KC1, TQF, Bearded Believer, looks like, Rodzilla, Tom, KB8 PKC, my screen's getting fuzzy for me, Danny, Travis, K8DEG, Ron, and Norman Miller.
You said your screen got fuzzy?
Yes.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Because the drinks kicked in.
No, I've had nothing to drink tonight.
Did Shane key up?
Right there.
Shane key up that remote again?
Yes.
No, I think my video card's going bad, which is why my computer keeps blue screening.
Ham Radio John, how's this? I turned it up a little bit. Is that okay for you? Or were you talking about this light? Let me know in the chat.
One of the two.
Ron's got it. Ron said the gummies must have kicked in.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
There we go.
All right, Steve, you've got about 10 minutes before we get to our guests. So guests, we're going to try to grab you guys by the bottom of the hour. So Steve's been on an adventure. So Steve, you want to tell everybody where you went this week?
I was down in Orlando for Hamcation.
Say it ain't so.
On the way to Orlando, I got the Netherlands from they were in a Poda Park on 10 meters as I was traveling south on I-95. Thank you, ATOS.
With your ATOS?
With the ATOS, yes,
ATOS.
absolutely.
ATOS, as Joe Brett puts it.
Made about a half dozen contacts with it between going up and back.
Were you driving? Did you pull over?
Up back?
Driving at speed.
Driving.
At speed. Yep.
If you go,
Means that
if you
ATOS
go up
was
and
like
back
that.
enough on the ATOS, you really get your contact, don't you?
Well,
hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, if the guy in Netherlands is working horizontal, Steve at 75 miles an hour, part of that antenna is horizontal. So there you go. That's
75.
He's working off the tip.
The tip.
Just the tip.
It was vertical, or I'm sorry, horizontal.
Horizontal tip.
You know,
just the tip.
You wouldn't have to stroke your tip as much as you had a full-size car hill.
Just for the record, I didn't say
It's
that.
a longer whip. No, it's a longer whip. It radiates better. It
Yeah.
yeah.
More metal in the air.
That.
Yep.
That didn't come out of my mouth. I want everyone to know that right now. That didn't come out of my mouth.
Okay. So if you haven't seen it yet, though, Gigaparts just came out with the POTA 33 HD.
What's the HD stand for?
Is that because that one guy's broke?
Duty.
So they come out with
heavy duty. Heavy duty.
Okay.
And it's got a bigger tip.
All right. So it won't
Thank
bend.
you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
It won't bend.
That was just for Julie.
So it's great for putting the verticals up. I get it.
It is. It is.
Oh man, alive!
Everyone likes to copy me.
Wait,
I don't know why.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah,
right from her mouth. Just the tip.
Thank you, Julie. We have this. Oh wait, sorry, Steve. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Hold on, Joe Brett needs a reset.
Steve, what did you got? Did you all do like POTA or something while you were at Hampcation? I'm trying to keep this train from going completely off the right tracks.
There was a POTA meetup Thursday.
All right.
That
y'all make a lot of
Thursday.
contacts?
A few of them did. I did not get on the radio. It was too noisy for me. My ADHD won't allow that.
Any headphones?
No, I didn't want to wear somebody else's headphones.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I got to think
That's
about that.
kind of gross.
It is.
Especially in Florida where it's all wet and moist.
It was real moist.
You didn't want to put any of that in your ear.
Nope.
You get some kind of funk in there. You got drops. You're going to have to miss work for a week. I get it.
Kind of so on.
But we had a little camper compound between the camper that Jason rented, ACK's camper, our friends Ken and Jess with their camper, and then POTA Power with theirs. We had literally set up a square.
I like this guy. I like this Joe Brett. I like this guy. I like him already.
I'm going to ban him from the chat.
No, he's in.
Did y'all like put all did y'all circle the wagons or?
It was literally set up in a square to where all of the doors faced in.
It was porch to porch.
Yep, porch to porch.
They didn't want to do the circle this time.
Nope.
They didn't have enough. They only had 4.
Didn't have a long enough cord.
You needed like a couple more to make it round. You need like 5 or 6.
Well, if somebody hadn't rented a 32-foot trailer.
Who did that?
Jason.
Of course.
There were 5 of them in that trailer.
Damn, condo. That's a condo
for that.
right there.
But I got to give them credit. They were smart. They showered in their trailer instead of in that nasty bathhouse that's there.
Oh, is it not good?
No.
Because the one if you go to not Sun and Fun, but the other one, Air Venture, Oshkosh, that shower house is fantastic.
Yeah. The ones in Huntsville are great too. But the one there in Orlando.
Are we talking?
Did it need to see a soap or something, or was it just?
They don't make enough bleach.
It looks as Gray Man didn't have as good an experience as you did. Gray Man, you don't have an ATOS, do you?
Yes, he does.
Gray Man was right there.
So, are these showers like the ones I've seen at various truck stops around the country?
No, those are really nice.
I've seen
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
nicer.
picturing something really nice.
No, so what they had at the bathhouse on the fairgrounds there in Orlando is your home, 32 by 32 shower stall.
Yeah.
The shower curtain that was torn on most of them in various places. And then you were out to the open to anybody that walked in.
You know something?
I'm more concerned about ripped open in various places. That sounds strategic.
No, it was not strategic. It was just torn.
Tattered.
We're never going to get Jennifer out there.
Tectonics is torn and brittle.
We need to change the subject because we're never going to get Jennifer out here. So she's going to say, Holiday Inn or Motel 6.
Don't go to. That's why you just go to Huntsville.
Yeah, come to Huntsville.
Everybody, that's where it's at. The cabins are now the cabins shower. You can only wash half of yourself at a time. So
this is true.
Let's
just call it a baptism. We'll go down to the lake.
Yeah, it works.
There you go.
So the bathhouse at Huntsville, you have the shower stall, and then there's a dressing stall before you're out to everybody. So you've got curtains on either side of you. No doors, just curtains.
Okay.
Oh, so it's not even like a stockade going on. It's curtains.
Well, you've got curtains this way, but it's solid walls.
Curtains move.
I totally would have got drunk, run through there, and ripped down all the shower curtains.
And I would be dropping tank stickers everywhere. Tank radio.
As I was doing it.
Tank radio.
Tank radio.
Tank radio was here.
Gray man, Tim, I'm not going to say that, but if you guys look at the chat, you'll see what he's talking about. And that
means I got to read the chat.
Yeah. Put it this way. I walked in with my stuff in my hand, went, oh, hell no. Turned around, walked out, and I did an Izzo shower. It was dude wipes.
Why don't you just go to the local truck stop, man? For like $8, you get a nice shower.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about it, but you got to go through the ghetto to get there.
You get that white soft towel that's been worn, especially when they come right out of the dryer.
There's not a truck stop right there near I-4. Not in the middle of Orlando.
I bet Richard, can you confirm or deny this?
Richard knows that's right.
Richard knows where all the good showers. I'm telling you, if you've spent any time driving over the road, you know strategically where you need to stop to get a good night's sleep and a good shower.
Various topics.
Looks
Richard can tell you.
Vern says new bathrooms at the campground at Huntsville this year.
Nice.
So that'll be good.
Hold on. I gotta go grab my dog.
Pam told her it's 50-pound case of industrial-sized dude wipes.
Yes. Yes.
Mint flavor.
But no, we cooked out at the campers quite a bit. Jason brought his Blackstone, and then of course Vaughn and Julie had their little one. She cooked breakfast one morning. I somehow ended up being the campsite barista with the Keurig.
Right.
Yeah, the guys would get up early and they're like, who's got coffee? So.
All right. So what'd you think of the tailgating area?
If it wasn't so bloody hot, I would have walked through it more.
Okay.
But it was a little warm out there. The sun was high in the sky the whole time. But it looked like there was some good stuff. How can I put it?
Boat anchors?
No. The item that was there last year, I didn't see this year.
Okay. Well, so there you go.
The one that was sitting in the chair that made debut in a few videos from last year. With strategically placed stickers. And yes, Joe, those were strategic.
Can you answer the question by Jody, who all drove to the rocket launch?
I know there were a couple of guys that went on Friday that were pissed when they got there because it got postponed. And a few people saw it on Saturday, and I know a couple saw it from the fairgrounds. I was inside when it happened.
I was watching Jason's stream, and he was talking about he heard that it may be visible from the campground. So
yeah.
All right, so Digital Rancher's saying the doll was there. Is that?
The doll was there? I missed it.
Is that something for after chat? Because I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the same doll that was at Huntsville?
Yes.
I'm scared.
Tell me later.
It's what you think it is.
It's exactly what you're thinking. Yes.
Oh.
Jared McAllister says, "Where's the join button?" Jared, if you look down in the below us in the YouTubes, there's a join button. You should be able to join us if you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, you can hit that button if you like to.
But Sebastian actually stopped by the campsite, hung out with us for quite a while.
Excellent.
Mr.
Excellent.
Polo.
I got to shake his hand.
Yep. So, and then he had the audacity to go out and actually POTA with PZN and crew. And I think that probably blew his mind, that kind of pile up.
Oh, nice. I bet.
Good.
So
NAYO
good point.
And AE4MQ went out to the launch. So, what did David bring up? I missed it.
He said we're not going to talk about my new hat.
Yep.
Some of you may have seen it before. Some of you may not. But this is a proof.
Oh, Shane, put the hat back on, please.
No, he looks pretty darn good.
A little bit of glare.
No, he looks good. He looks good.
I just got to give shit.
Anyway, so this is a proof that I had done up for a new and coming hat for the clubhouse. So let me know what you think.
Yep.
trying to do, and I wanted to apologize to Julie and Vaughn, because I know you guys bought the Econo hat from the website, and I want to say sorry.
You sound like one of them damn TikTok people.
I tried to yank that thing down, but
I'm so sorry for the people that bought this when they bought it, but
anyway, so this is the one we're working on, and then I've got another side project. It's a spin on those call sign hats that you get at the Ham Fest. That's way overpriced and looks like the same product since 1996. But anyway, so I come up with something like this that has your call sign, your class, and you can't see it here, but that says established in 1958, which is when my grandfather got this call sign that I now have been bestowed. So I thought it'd be really cool to come up with something different for you guys. Okay. And while we're on the topic of David and Greg and Connor, we're coming. Just get ready. Shout out to Randy and David. Whiskey 5 Foxtrot Oscar Mike and Kilo Juliet 5 Juliet Kilo Charlie. You got to shorten that call sign, son. Both of them are now Stroke Alpha Golf. So they got the general.
Congratulations.
Yesterday. Again, they didn't test through the clubhouse. There's going to be some repercussions for that, David and Randy, just so you know.
Well, I'm going
to cut your coax is what I'm going to do.
Since we're talking about upgrades,
poke pinholes in it.
Pinholes in the coax. Most of you guys know Dan, WD4DAN.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
His YL got her extra.
Oh, wow.
Only missed 3 on the test.
Nice.
So
nice.
And she was one of 2 contacts I had on 20 meters when I was in Hawaii.
Excellent.
He said
I could drop his radio.
Armalok has a cage for that.
Penance. Hey, Jarrett found the button. Jarrett, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member, buddy. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Anyway, I don't think David or Randy, either one of them, had been a technician for more than maybe a month and a half, and they're already generals. Mm-hmm. And I told them they had to get that extra by April. So, once again, extra by April. We want you to upgrade, get your license, do something between now and April. The last Monday of every month, we do a testing session. It's an online testing session through Glarg. Hey, David, we do an online testing session through Glarg on the last Monday of every month.
Ham Radio Duo, there's your answer.
If we need to set up something else, we could do that.
I was going to say,
on a case-by-case basis. You just got to let us know.
Duo, Ham Radio Duo is asking questions. We got answers.
I don't see a Ham Radio Duo question. What you got?
Up in the, I'm on.
Oh, we need to upgrade to general.
Yes.
Should we test through the clubhouse? Well, yes.
Yes.
And
that's
then they come back and said they meant extra, but yes, we can still do that upgrade.
Yes, extra by April. Come on, get your technician, get your general, get your extra, get all of them. Do a full suite.
Yeah, anyway, this is great talking all, but I think Greg's went to sleep.
I think he did too. So we had these guys on. I guess it's what
maybe up to Connor.
back in November or something like that. October, November,
late October, early November, because they flew out. They were in Fiji on Rotuma Island, I believe, for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and they can give us a little bit more.
They did a really cool expedition.
Yes, they did.
Greg, are you asleep, son? Yeah, we finally got to you.
Connor, wake up, boy. Connor, you got to wake him up every once in a while, Connor.
Greg, welcome to the show, guys.
Connor, you got to poke him.
Not like y'all been waiting 35
He's like, these
minutes.
some bitches ain't going to stop talking. I'm going to fall asleep.
Richard with another 10 gifted subs.
You better slow down, Richard.
Of the day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you have that list?
It's still going.
What's still going?
The list.
Oh, okay. Well, when you get it, let me know. Connor, Greg, welcome to the show, guys. Y'all have been, I would say, halfway around the world, maybe?
Almost.
So for those that might not have seen the original show, you guys did a de-expedition to Rotuma Island. So you want to kind of give a preface as to kind of how that kind of got started, and then we'll do a deep dive into what happened and the things you learned and things you should have wished you had done and what you'd do different. So, and Greg and Connor,
sounds like a loaded.
Y'all flip a coin, man. I'll let you decide whoever wants to go first. Y'all just tear into it. Y'all been here before.
That's quite the setup, Shane. Appreciate that. Well, this project kind of got started about a year ago. I was involved in this project developing this remote de-expedition solution called a rig in a box, and we kind of evolved it a bit, so we called it the next gen rig in a box, and we took it down to Juan Fernandez, which is off the coast of Chile, last February, and it worked real well. And my YL takes credit for this. I don't really know if it was her idea or not. I don't remember. But she said, well, why don't you use this as a way to get young hams involved in de-expeditioning? So young hams could operate the de-expedition virtually using this rig in a box that's connected to the internet over Starlink. And we took the idea a little bit farther. We said, well, why don't we get some young hams and take them on a trip to a remote de-expedition location?
A real de-expedition, yeah.
A real de-expedition, yeah. So we had about 40 operators that were virtual, and we had 3 young hams with us on Rotuma. And we got Connor to go. and Lucas LY7J from Lithuania, and Jamie M0SDV from the UK. And Jamie gets an honorable mention because they just got on the air from the Marshall Islands, which is another speck on the earth out in the Pacific Ocean, a little bit north and a little bit east of where we were. And it was pretty cool because I just worked Jamie on 10 meter CW a couple hours ago, and it was real special to get a hold of him. So we put this trip to Rotuma together, found a place to operate. It's a homestay, which is kind of a B&B type arrangement. And they could accommodate 6 folks. So we had 3 older hams, like myself, really old, and 3 younger hams. And we packed all our stuff. We went to Rotuma, and we had a really rewarding experience. I think it was Connor's first time out of the U.S.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And Jamie had been on a couple of other trips. He's pretty well-traveled young man. There you go. That's it. And
there you go.
And Lucas from Lithuania. So we had a young ham from the U.S., one from the UK, and one from Lithuania. And we got to Rotuma, and kind of the high-level goal, or not really a goal, but what we expected was that this was going to be a bit of a challenge, and it turned out to be every bit of a challenge. But when you have a team that's faced with some challenges, they pull together, and I couldn't count on both hands if I broke all the challenges down, how many challenges we were faced with, but we did overcome every single one. The team performed at a high level, and I think everybody learned something, which was important.
That's kind of the idea of the de-expedition, right? To take away something?
The goal here is to get more young people involved in de-expeditioning, because the current crop of de-expeditioners are aging out of the hobby. And if we don't backfill it's an important aspect of the hobby because it drives innovation, it drives development, international goodwill. There's a lot of great things that happens with de-expeditioning.
I agree.
And if we don't backfill the folks that are leaving, then we're not going to have enough resources to take this aspect of the hobby forward at the level it's being done today. So enough of my soapbox. And I don't mean to catch you by surprise, Connor, but why don't you share with us some of your experiences and thoughts? And yeah.
We start.
So where were you guys at on the island here, by the way?
Okay, stop. Move your arrow to the west. To the north. Not that far west, about halfway back. Right about there.
Yeah, a little up from there, but yeah, a little north from there, about there.
Right in there, but on the beach.
Actually, some guys, let's take it from this.
That's it right there. That's where we were staying.
Okay, so that was your destination, but where did you leave from the United States? How did you get the gear over into the Pacific? Like, was it a 2-stop, 2-hopper? Take us from U.S.
Okay. So we started fundraising, and we started acquiring our materials in July and August. In late August, we shipped about 330 kilos of gear from Atlanta to Fiji by air freight. And it went from Atlanta to LA by truck.
Yep.
Went from LA to Auckland by air, Auckland to Sydney, and then Sydney to Fiji by air, and then from Fiji to Rotuma by boat.
All right, so now, Greg, was there tracking? So now you're doing this stuff about 3-4 months in advance.
Yes.
I know somewhere along the line, you got to be doing the Hail Mary saying, I want this stuff to get there, and I want to get there in one piece.
We had tracking fobs in our shipment. We knew exactly where it was all the time.
Okay,
Nice.
excellent. Look at that. Great.
And we knew that the boat that runs to Rotuma only runs once a month. And we had to plan on our gear not getting on that boat the first opportunity, which worked out great because it did not get on that boat when it should have. And it shipped to Rotuma a month later. But it arrived a week before us, and it was waiting there staged for us at our destination.
I would be
that's a good thing.
Pins and needles.
That's a good thing, yes.
That's a good thing, right.
Had we cut it any closer, we would have been standing there with our hands in our pockets.
Waiting for the radio to show up.
Yeah, exactly.
You got an HT.
I'd be calling Ray Novak saying, can we get a drop ship?
De-expedition via satellite. I need an elk antenna and an HT, please.
All right, so now you get on the island, and now you go to your port. Now you got to get this stuff from port, right, to the island.
Oh, no, it was actually staged at our operating location. Our host picked it up from the boat, and when we got there, it was all sitting there ready for us to set up.
Oh, my God.
What antennas were y'all running?
We ran vertical dipoles on, we had a 5-element Yagi for 6 meters, vertical dipoles on the beach or in the water for 10 through 20, and then verticals for 30 through 160.
Wow.
Yeah.
All kind of engineered to go up pretty quickly. I think we had most of the antennas up within 24 hours.
Yeah.
We put a lot of planning into that part of it. The first thing we did was get the next gen ribs on the air. And when the first day was over, actually the first 24 hours were over, the remote ops had made 35% of the contacts.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of the thought process behind it is we get freed up to put up antennas, and those guys are already making contacts. By the end of the second day, they made 50% of the contacts.
Wow.
And I'm presuming the weather was cooperating with you guys?
Don't make assumptions.
So this is fun.
But wait, there's more.
That's a great segue. So one of the things we did was we operated CQ Worldwide CW, and four of the 16 members are CW ops. Jamie, M0SDV, Connor, Dean, W2FQ, and myself. And so we were cruising right along, and the sun had gone down on Saturday night, and we're rocking pretty good. We're having a good time, and I'm laying in bed. It's hot during the day. It's hot during the night.
It's hot at night. Yeah.
As I'm laying there, I'm trying to get some sleep. We're all getting pretty tired at this point in time, and all of a sudden the wind kicks up, and I'm going, "Dang! I've never heard anything like this before." And then all of a sudden the rain comes. I go, "Oh, it's getting worse." And I jump out of bed. My shoes are outside of the house. And I'm going to get my shoes, and the phone rings. And Jamie is screaming at me on the phone, saying, "The roof is blowing off the shelter. Come quick!"
Oh no!
And so our shelter was on the beach.
Oh, hey, Greg.
Go ahead.
I got a picture. I was going to take a picture. Show him the picture of the shower.
Go ahead, Connor. Connor's prepared.
Just if you have before and after.
Well, this is just before I start. Hold on. Whoop. Let's see here, if I can do the. Whoop. Hold on. Sorry. Here. Sorry about that. Whoop. We'll do this one here. There we go. There was our operating position. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, I got it up on screen.
So there's the operating position.
That's tropical. There you go. That's tropical.
That was our
like a tiki bar, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, That was our where to go. That was our operating position there.
And you check there.
Yeah, you can see the tables are set there. Give me 1 second here. I gotta pull some back here.
But now that Greg said it, and after looking at that picture, I'm trying to think 30-mile-an-hour winds with rain coming in.
No. 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay, so we're talking almost hurricane.
Yes.
Yeah, so the tin shed went.
Yeah, I don't care how many tarps you have. Something's gonna get wet. Yeah.
Let me work our way back here. I'm trying to figure. There's so many good. There's so many good pictures. But
well, put them up on there and just flip through them as you're talking.
Let's see. I'm trying to see. I'm seeing it here. Let's see if we can do good here.
Take out the embarrassing ones. We don't want to embarrass Greg.
That's what. It's not Greg. It's other people besides Greg. I can embarrass Greg all day long.
They won't see the show. They won't care.
Is there any of you guys eating barbecue potato chips? That's all I want to know.
No, I'm sorry.
Good.
No, so while Connor's pulling up the picture,
let me pull that here. Let's see. Go ahead and keep talking, Greg. I know which one. I know what you want. Are you on Thanksgiving stuff?
Our host lived off the land, and there was this little pig that was lassoed up in the yard.
Oh.
If you went near him, he'd try to bite you.
Oh,
well,
no.
at the end of the day, it didn't work out too well for him because the next day he was lunch.
Oh. It's like the turkey for us here in the United States.
Speaking of turkey, we actually pulled together a makeshift Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
A lot to be thankful for, absolutely.
We had stuffing, and we didn't have any turkeys. We had chickens. We had mashed potatoes. I made some gravy.
There you go. Here's some of it. Let me see. That one's good. There's some of it. It's stuffing. We're just mixtures of hodgepodge of stuff, and so.
Let me know when it's ready to share, and I'll throw it up.
Oh, go ahead. You're good.
There we go. Nice.
Look at that. Nice. Excellent.
Nice.
Hey, this was without. All I had was salt and pepper and some chickens and some dry bread.
Okay.
Guess what? You made it work. You made it work, Greg. Absolutely.
Made it work. That's a fine cooked, fine meal there for being on the island.
It was nice. So to carry on the story, so I ran through the house. I woke everybody up, and we ran down there. And Jamie's holding on to the last piece of tin on the roof.
Oh my God!
And it's raining on the gear. It's the wind's blowing. It's all of a sudden it got cold. The temperature probably dropped 25 degrees. This had to be a huge thunderhead. And it passed through in about 15 minutes, and we decided we're just going to pack up. We packed all the gear into totes, and we took it up to the house, and we just gave up for the night. And the next morning, we went down, collected up all the cables, took everything down to nothing, and rebuilt the station.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And we didn't lose any equipment.
Good, excellent.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that was just one of the challenges. Commercial power on the island is not really what we're accustomed to.
No, if it's
the 240 volt power often sag down to about 145 volts.
Oh.
Hopefully you had solar power and some batteries out there to substitute.
No, that stuff's too heavy to bring on a DXpedition.
Okay.
We knew that we wouldn't have reliable power or power for 24 hours a day, so our host made arrangements. We had a generator to use. Well, the generator gave up about a week before we got there. That was generator number one. We went through 4 more generators before we found one that was satisfactory.
Did you really? No kidding.
Yeah, so it was and it came at a significant expense. It was this generator one day, another generator the next, and I won't go into all the details, but finally we got one that lasted for a while. But we had a reserve fund for unanticipated expenses, and it was not an insignificant reserve fund. It was a couple $1,000.
That's called the rainy day fund, yeah.
But we had a great time. One of our, during that storm, one of our antennas ended up in the ocean with an antenna tuner.
Oh my gosh. Connor, I muted you. You got
And
some
so we
background noise, so
fished
just
the
unmute yourself when you're
antenna
ready.
tuner and the antenna out of the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
We took the antenna tuner apart, took it to the shower, gave it a good bath.
Yep.
Dried it out for a day. And there's a picture somewhere. They're checking the operation of the tuner. And we had a medical guy with us, and he had a stethoscope. So Lucas was using the stethoscope to listen to each of the relays switch while they're testing the tuner.
Wow.
So we got that tuner back online. It worked. And I'm not sure it's going to work when I get my hands on it. I think it's up in Massachusetts at Dean's place. But it's just kind of the lengths we had to go through to stay on the air.
Hey, tell me if I get buzzing now, or we'll see here in a
sounds
second.
better.
Sounds good now.
Here, if you so go ahead and take it. Go ahead and share a screen. Pull back up.
All right.
So there's a picture of the one of the rib antennas, and that rib antenna was at low tide. Okay, and so we had that at low tide. And let me see if I have. I'll pull it back, but
now, did you move it? Did you move it, Connor, for high, or you just let it stay in the water?
It was there for high, and then go ahead again. Sorry.
So you you installed it for low. There you go.
Oh my gosh!
And that's high tide.
Nice.
That works.
So that's where Lucas was, and so Lucas is out there during high tide, and you can kind of tell. That's the deal. Is it was tied off to the rock there, you can see, and it just came off, and whoops aways it went.
Down it went.
Down it went in about 18 inches of water. So
wow.
you know,
that's cool.
So that's a fun one. But
where's our friends? Antenna boy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But So
scroll through. What do you have? Some from operating locations and stuff like that?
Yeah. So let's see if I could. So there's Greg putting some things together, but there was all of our coax, some of our coax that we had.
Holy cow!
Oh, we had 4,000 feet of coax at one point.
That's insane.
And there's all that coax is still on Rotuma.
It's waiting for the next expedition.
That's the
it
road.
Made no sense to ship it home.
Yeah. There's the road, and that's actually a nice road. So we had some that were we had a little bit of more bumps racing. There's the front of the house, and so there's where the original setup was. You can see that we had a table.
Pre-storm.
This is pre-storm, where you can see we had the three ribs. We had the three ribs on the table side by side.
So those are Hillcraft radios. What radios are those?
Yeah, those are K3. So the two in the boxes on the right-hand side are K3s, and the one in the box on the left, the head's not there right now, is the K4. Is a K4, and those are the ribs. So they have a Pi, they have a PC, they have the radio, they have everything that you need to them. They have a router inside of them. All you have to do is the back is plug that into the Ethernet. We have the Starlink up. You can see the Starlink. We tested the Starlink in a bunch of different configurations, but there you can see it was down on the ground in the back there.
Yeah.
And so that was
KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Just drop and go.
Right.
So, hey guys, let me ask you something. Weather-wise,
Carlos mentioned something about a sunset. So while Izzo was chatting there, look for that sunset.
So between Greg and Connor. So you guys are in late November or mid to late November into early December. What is the traditional weather environment for Rotuma? Is that like their summer compared to our winter?
It is early spring.
Spring. Okay, very good.
And it rains 3 days out of 4. And I promise you, it rained every bit of 3 days out of 4. And when it didn't rain, you've never seen insects like there are on Rotuma.
Really?
Hayden in Australia says, "Hold my beer."
No.
Because I was going to ask, my next thing was going to be mosquitoes or,
mosquitoes, sand fleas, flies. If you had any open wounds, you were getting attacked by the flies.
Oh, you were toasted.
It was pretty miserable.
Right.
So somebody had asked what a rib is. It's a rig in a box or a radio in box. As Connor alluded to, it's a self-contained communication solution. It has a PC that runs all the ham radio logging applications and WSJT and that sort of thing. Beautiful. It has a Raspberry Pi, which acts as a supervisor. It keeps everything alive and running. And it connects to the internet over Starlink. And you can operate sideband CW or digital modes remotely.
What did you think of Starlink?
That is gorgeous.
What was your overall impression of back? And it's changing. It was, but back in when you were there, what did you think of based on your location?
My first experience with Starlink was in this type of application was in July of 2022. Mm-hmm. We were out in the Bahamas doing some testing with George AA7JV, and Starlink is a game changer. And tested it in 2022. In 2023, I went out to Ducie Island, which is south of French Polynesia in the Pacific. It worked great. It's only getting better. The latency is getting lower as they put more satellites up. It's a game changer. I mean, excellent. I've been going on DXpeditions for a long time. And when I went to Ducie, and my business is real estate, I sold a house sitting in a beach chair talking over Starlink on a deserted island.
Nice. I love
That's awesome.
And so you're on a DXpedition, and somebody calls me and says, "Hey, where are you?" I said, "Well, I can't help you right now. I'm on the other side of the planet." But yeah, it's just totally a game changer.
Man, you can't ask for a prettier view than that.
It's gorgeous.
That place looks magical. Yeah.
There's a big part of Rotuma. It hasn't. They have electricity. They have propane. They have modern stoves. But the basics, the fundamentals of their lifestyle is they don't need currency. They live off the land.
Wow.
Little piggy, he transformed from being a little piggy to pork chops the next day.
To being dinner, yeah.
The chickens in the yard, they're dinner the next day. The garden across the road, that's our vegetables and our fruit. The quality of the food was amazing.
Oh my word, it was amazing.
The fish, I'm sure. I'm gonna guess the fish had to be fantastic.
There's Piggy.
There's Piggy.
That was Piggy.
That was Piggy. Yes. The fish was fresh. The lobster was fresh. Everything was fresh.
Oh my word, it was amazing.
Our host Lillian, she prepared her fried chicken.
Oh my word.
Colonel Sanders could not hold a candle to her fried chicken at all. And it was great. They were really. If I was
going to do a DXpedition, I'd want to go to a place like this because that would just be mind blowing.
Yep.
I was going to say, I don't think the bacon gets any fresher than that.
This Thanksgiving, I'm going to send her a carrot kit. She's going to get cranberry jelly. She's going to get stuffing mix. So she can put together a Thanksgiving meal if she wants to in memory of our stay. I'm not sure she wants to remember us, but
those guys. So have you gotten the final tally? How many contacts you guys made?
We made about 33,000 contacts, which was short of what we wanted to do. But
wow,
we didn't have great propagation, and we had a few challenges. The remote operators made about 10,000 contacts, so about a third.
33,000 contacts, and that was a span of how many days? How long were you on there?
We were on the air about 15 days.
Yeah.
I will tell you, my ham alert was going off just on 15 meters. It was driving me crazy. Once again, ham alert is great, but when you're at work and you have no access to your radio, and I'll shame on me. And I know guys are going to say, "Hey, dude, do a remote or whatever." It's not right now. But when I was home, I did hear you guys on 15 meters one night. Well, it was nighttime for me, and you guys were faint, but at least I could hear you. It was just so encouraging listening off the DX commander, hearing you guys. It just worked in the pileup, man. It was just absolutely it was fun. It was fun.
So I got to hook you up with my remote.
And so our next trip is already in the planning stages. We haven't announced it yet, but a number of the hams that participated remotely have expressed an interest in going on the next trip that we have planned. It's going to be in October of this year. So you think we use the remote hams kind of as a farm team to fill the funnel?
Absolutely, yeah.
To get people onto the island, because you can get a lot of people involved remotely because there's very little effort involved and no cost, and we're drafting those people in to be active participants on island on these next trips. We have great support. The two biggest hurdles for a young person to go on a de-expedition are time and money. We can't fix the time problem.
Sure.
Kids have school, they just don't, they're not old and retired like guys like me, but we can fix, we can fix the money problem. And we've basically fixed the money problem. So if a young ham wants to go on a trip, they, express a sincere desire to go, they can bring some value to the team. Really don't worry about the money. We'll fix that. So Greg, the opportunity is there.
So Greg, I want to ask you, obviously, listen, we all know this is not your first. What was your first de-expedition? In what year and where did you go?
So let me back into how I got involved in this. I first started doing vacation de-expeditions, going by myself, bringing a radio. My YL would lay on the beach and I'd do radio and so on and so forth. And I kind of honed my skills doing that. I guess the first trip I went on, it was a contest trip to Costa Rica for CQ Worldwide. And a bunch of serious guys on this team, and I was the new guy in 2007. And the day before the contest, we'd had a bad storm come through, and we had a static discharge on the antennas, and it fried both our radios.
Oh, wow.
So we're in Costa Rica with two blown radios the day of the contest. And so I've got some technical skills, and I dug in there, and I got my friends at Elecraft on the phone, and we troubleshooted some stuff. We ended up fixing the radios.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And so I kind of established some credibility there. That led to getting invited to go into Desecheo, which I think was in 2008 or 2009. And that was to a top 10. There you go. There's the stethoscope.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So that was, so the stethoscope, that was one of those things is I have seen, it was one of those things of anything you could think of. Almost everything that we had,
we used
and we fixed. I mean, the only thing that I remember that we didn't fix is because we ended up we broke the soldering iron and we had to, and that's, we got a 15-meter bandpass filter. That's probably already fixed by now, I'm guessing, Greg.
No, it's still in the box, and if I shake it, it rattles.
That's when you make sure you have one of those propane and
so
propane
Greg,
accessories.
So Greg, has it gotten easier, or is it easier, or is it just different challenges from 2007 to 2024? If you understand my question, because you're using some of the similar equipment, but newer receivers, better, SDR probably, but do you still have the environmental challenges that you still have to overcome?
The magnitude of the challenge across the board has not changed significantly. Some things have gotten easier. Like, for instance, radios are lighter.
I guess logging must be great. Right?
Logging's easier. We've got things like Club Log. There's all these great tools that enhance the user experience. But on the flip side, activating some of these places because of the restrictions that the managing authorities, the regulatory authorities are enforcing is more difficult. So overall, I would have to say, if you're looking at going to a top 25 or top 30 entity on the DXCC list, it's much more difficult today from a getting permission to go perspective.
Really? See, I would think this is the opposite.
But no, it's very difficult. And the original RIB project, which was a vision of George AA7JV, was developed to put radios on an island without putting people on the island and operating them remotely from a boat to minimize the environmental impact. And they've been successful to a large degree in that respect.
Interesting.
And I worked with George for a number of years. And after the trip to Ducie Island, I just said, hey, look, there's other opportunities to employ this technology if we repackage it. And so I kind of went off in a different direction, and that's where we are today.
So Grayman Poda has a question. He says,
yes.
What does it cost for a not so young ham to attend a de-expedition?
Well, It depends on the DXpedition. So,
ballpark.
It can be. So the biggest components that you have are travel, which can be anywhere from a couple $1,000s. We went to Pitcairn in 2019. I think it was about $7,500. And then the travel to get there is typically not offset by the fundraising that you do.
Right.
What's offset by the fundraising is the cost that you incur once you get to your operating location.
And getting all the equipment there. So
the logistics, and once you get, let's call it on island. It cost us about, what was it, Connor? About $2,000, $2,500 to get to Rotuma.
Give or take.
And then there was another $2,000 per participant. For the young hams, their travel costs were offset. We were able to cover those through donations, and that's the part of it that we're really focused on. I'm hopeful that this next trip that's coming up, that for the young hams, we're going to be able to offset all of their costs.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It takes a lot of work, but the support that we're getting from the ham radio community is overwhelming.
Can we throw a link up? Can we throw a link up to the website so we can get if anybody wants to start donating now?
We're not prepared to take donations for this next trip, but I'll circle back with you. I've actually started working on the website today. When we get the website up, I'll reach out to you. I'll come back on for a much shorter time.
Absolutely. You know,
do a little plug. I appreciate it. And hopefully we'll raise some interest. How about a Clubhouse
DXpedition? I'm all about it.
Listen, we can't even get our asses together for the big three, but I don't care.
I was going to say, we have not all been in one place at the same time yet.
Yeah, but we have to.
The only one that has
and I want to do a live show.
Is Izzo.
Hey, Huntsville this year, I want to hang out with you guys.
They'll be there.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I might make an appearance. I'll try. We'll see. That's right in the middle of...
we were actually at the campground last year.
Were you?
We missed it, yep.
Oh, wow.
Y'all already got everything set up for Huntsville this year, right? What cabins, locations, the day of the the
pavilion's already rented. The meetup's already taken care of. I've already got my campsite. Looks like I'm going to be renting a camper again this year because I've got some extra company, more than just Carlos this year.
Oh.
Living dangerously, aren't you?
I am. Oh, yes, I am.
Hold on.
So before we get too far off the topic, if there's a young ham out there that wants to go on a DXpedition, you've got my call sign there. You can reach me. My email address is on my QRZ page. Reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you. One of the things that I'm working on is, it's a little bit like a commercial endeavor when you're going to have a business, is that you look to hire your replacement. And
Absolutely.
So I'm looking to bring people on who are going to follow in my footsteps because, I'm going to take this to a point and to where, I'm going to ride off into the sunset, and it would be great to have a team in place that takes it forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Greg, I want to circle back to antennas.
Sounds like Connor knows what his task is.
What's that?
Connor knows what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Aside from WD-40.
I was going to say WD-40, that chair.
Oh, is it that bad?
We heard it.
So, Greg, the choice of verticals really, do you guys find the verticals, takeoff angle, installation, less impact to the environment, are those really good choices for the locations, or can you just do inverted V, center fed dipole, end fed halfway? But what do you reckon? I mean, sounds like you've done many.
Yeah. So if you're on the beach and you're close to the water, either a vertical dipole or what the SVDA is switched vertical dipole array, which is 2 elements, close to the water is the antenna choice.
Okay. Because
you've got a really great ground underneath you, and it results in a low takeoff angle, and it works much better than a Yagi would based upon the height you can get a Yagi up. You're not going to get a Yagi up very high on an island.
Right.
If you're up on the side of a mountain somewhere, that's a different story. You would go with the Yagi on a shorter tower because you might be looking down the side of a hill and the terrain below your antenna is downhill. It would work really well. But for being on the beach, SVDAs or vertical dipoles are the way to go.
So what you're saying is we need to talk to Callum over at DX Commander and get us some 12.9 signatures set up on the remote location.
There you go.
It's got every band that's a quarter wave vertical.
And just drive a stake in the mud there.
Mm-hmm. Just throw
That's
the
what we
radios
did.
out
We had
water.
steel angle iron, and we drove it into the sand, and we probably had 6 or 8 antennas up within what, Connor? A few hours?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was once we had everything put together. It was you could just put it in, and it was good to go.
Yeah.
What would you guys have done differently for this? For now that you've been there, now that you did it, what is there anything you would have done differently, regardless of the topic?
You know, it's interesting because that's the first challenge that we tackled after we got back. I think a week after we were back, we had a post-mortem call, and a lot of really good ideas came out of that. If you can do it, and it's not always feasible, a recon trip would be in order.
Right.
But a recon trip to Rotuma would cost
$4,000,
$5,000-$10,000
a person.
By the time you got 2 people there, because you wouldn't go by yourself. And you know, it's just one of those things. It's part of the process you have to go through. If we were to do this again, we would have liked to have a antenna or operating location that was a little bit farther to the east, but there was nothing available.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we played the cards we were dealt. Would I take that location again? I mean, you know, maybe we'd go back and look at, you know, hey, is there something we could develop? But if we operated from another location, we'd be doing it all off the grid, and that would be a significant challenge on Rotuma.
Another set of challenge. So working with the Fiji government, how was it working with the Fiji with their regulations, acceptance, maybe the paperwork, etc.? How was it through that process? Did it go fairly smoothly?
It went fairly smoothly. We had some bumps along the way, but we dealt with them. You know, as it turned, at the end of the day, we had to license the remote operators, which we weren't made aware of before we left, but it was just something we had to go through, and we did it, and we overcame it, and moved on.
What do you mean by that? So you had to? There was like a different license for
every
operating,
operator had a license. All 6 operators on the island and all 40 remote operators have a Fijian call sign that's good for you.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Imagine that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
But you didn't know you had to do that up front. That was something you had to do afterwards?
That was something that was presented to us after we arrived, and we dealt with it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Adapt and overcome.
Yep.
So
you know, we used everything we brought. You know, I threw stuff in the bag, like AC line filters, you know, for hash. You know, I said, well, we might need them. They're $20 on Amazon. Throw a couple in the kit. Well, one of the generators we had, we fired it up, and it was noisy. We put the line filter in line, the noise went away. I don't think there's a tool we had in our bag that we ended up not using.
That's usually how it goes.
Were there any tools that you didn't take that you needed?
Oh, yes.
Insect repellent. Oh, mosquito nets.
For sleeping,
we took the mosquito nets from the house down to the tiki bar and put them over the operating station. We you know, I'm sure that Lillian and Vama had to buy new mosquito nets because they got destroyed when the storm came.
Oh.
But you know, I've never seen insects like that.
So
and
bug
it
nets
was
to
like
put
a
over the
microclimate.
operation
We were on the
station.
beach and the insects were thick down there. You go 200 feet away and there's no insects.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now, I would think because of the wind, wouldn't the wind screw up their avionics so there would be no insects down there? Or was it just dead air?
They were always there.
Okay.
You know, during the day it wasn't bad. As soon as the sun went down, they were wheels up and in the air.
Out they come. Yep.
And we were the target.
Yeah.
I had a cut on the back of my thigh, and I looked down one day, and there was like 3 flies deep pile of insects chewing on me.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, I better clean that up.
Yeah, I better bandage that up.
We had a medical guy, an EMT. He was worth. We would have been in deep trouble had we not had him.
Oh wow!
Wow.
That's good to know.
Four of us ended up getting.
Thought about that.
4 of us ended up getting bad infections. I had MRSA. Yeah. You know what MRSA is? It is a antibiotic resistant staph infection.
Oh darn!
Yeah, Connor got an infection. We went through 8 bags of IV fluids.
Oh wow!
So yeah, we're glad that Nathan was on board.
Yeah, no kidding. Glad he was prepared with multiple.
Gotta have a doc with you.
Greg, when you guys were on the island,
of IV fluids.
So when you guys were on the island, was there a vehicle available so you can, whether on downtime, was it a vehicle, was it a bike, electric bike? How did you get around your area just to, give yourself some peace of mind and give yourself a balance?
I would say, Jamie and I went and visited a ham that was on the island one day, and he ended up getting a bad infection while he was there. Completely independent of our operation. He's been there many times, and it was fortunate that we went over when we did, because we helped him take down his antennas because he was heading back to Fiji. And by the time he got back to Fiji, he was in really bad shape. He was in the hospital.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he similar type of infection. His leg was swelled up from below his knee all the way down to his foot.
Whew. Did he step on something? No idea.
Insect bite or something.
Wow.
A couple of the guys toured the island on a motorcycle. They got some great pictures. They had a good time. They ran into a bull who wasn't too cooperative.
Hopefully they saw the bull and not actually ran into it.
Yeah.
No, it was a close encounter of some sort. But for the most part, I stayed close to the camp. I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't venture out too far.
What's the year-round population for Rotuma? Do you know versus
1,200 people, 18 square miles, 1,200 people.
Okay, and then in their summer season, does it increase by 10%, 20%, or is it?
It increases during the holidays when the Rotumans who have left Rotuma come back home for Christmas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which was
it doesn't look
we
like
left just when the people were coming in.
So it doesn't look like it's a vacation destination for folks.
Well, there's nothing commercial there. There's no grocery store.
Yeah.
So you're bringing it on. You're bringing it there then.
No, we lived off the land.
You're cooking what's there.
You're cooking what's there.
We ate what was there.
Sorry, Piggy.
There was a little store. There was a little store next to us that sold candy bars, soda pop, and toilet paper.
Okay,
those are essentials. Those are important
right there.
Well, there was a gas station, which was a house with 55-gallon drums outside.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
There was a place to get some jungle juice, which was pretty scary stuff. And I think it was probably just another house with a door.
You just got Joe Brett's attention on that one.
Right? You got some of that jungle juice.
There was no. You could rub 2 sticks. You could rub 2 sticks together and get the jungle juice to burn.
Joe Brett, that's
high test. What that was.
That's the Rotuma tin cup.
Was it that color?
It was pretty rancid.
It had a kick. All right,
but
man.
We had a good time.
So all in all, good experience, Connor, as the first. This is your first expedition.
Yeah, first expedition. First,
and I'm sure you're hooked, right?
You must be psyched. You must be psyched.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. It was a blast. Everybody asked me, would you do it again, even with all the challenges that you had and overcame and all the problems? The answer is yes.
Excellent.
100%.
It's a blast. The group was amazing. Everybody, it was just one of those things, day one, you get people from all around the world, and you communicate with everybody. But the deal is when everybody shows up and everybody's there, everybody just fell right into the lockstep with each other, and it was amazing. So
you're off to the races you go.
Field day on steroids.
Yeah, I was about to say field day on steroids.
Yeah.
Well, anything you guys want to add for coming up before we kind of start putting a bow on this thing?
Do we have any questions?
Yeah. Hey,
I've got to most of them. Ham Radio Tectonic says, "Did you bring little piggies as currency?" I don't think so.
No, but they'd make good bacon for breakfast.
Yeah.
Well, serious question. When you went to the store, what was your exchange? Like, what was your currency? What did you use? Was American dollars?
We had Fijian. We brought. We had an emergency fund, and so we had a couple of $1,000s of Fijian currency, and most of that went to making sure we had a generator and fuel, and then some of it went to miscellaneous expenses.
There you go. Was it gasoline or diesel, the prime fuel out there?
Mostly gasoline, but the last generator we had was diesel.
Was diesel? Yeah. I was under the assumption, I guess, close to shipping and stuff like that they would have mostly diesel versus gasoline on an island like that set up that you potentially might be able to buy if they were refueling ships going back to I guess Australia is closest to Sydney's probably the closest.
The boats were local. The boats just went back to Fiji.
Okay, so the ones from mainland went to from Australia or something like that went to Fiji, and then from Fiji they went out to.
Our equipment was shipped by air freight to Fiji from Australia.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That's awesome, man. Looking forward to the next one. So make sure you guys keep us up to date on the next thing. Get an early start on it so we can help you guys fundraise. And,
so we're hoping to announce in the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Excellent.
Very cool. And that's going to be in October of 2025?
Yes.
One thing that I might add, Shane, is we've got a similar group of, not from the state, U.S., I would say more U.S. focused, but right now the group that's in Marshall is all similar age to me, except for one. One of them is older, but the rest of them are my age, and they're going to Marshall's, and they did a trip to Guyana a bit ago, and so there's a bunch of stuff like this. If you look hard enough, you'll find it. It's just one of those things to bring it to more awareness. And well,
ideally, we would like to be an avenue where people don't have to go very far to find it. It makes it easy because we want to, there's been anywhere from 140 to 100 people watching. So, if there's what I would like to see is maybe a website or something that kind of brings all of these different DXpeditions together. This is, hey, we're going in this date, we're going on that date. If you want to support us, back us, then here's where you can.
There's two outlets. One is the Daily DX, which is a subscription-based email service, which comes out daily and weekly. And the editor of the Daily DX is Bernie McClenny, W3UR. And then on Facebook, there is a site called DX World. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what call sign is off the top of my head, but both of them are putting out all this information on a daily basis. So if you subscribe to DX World, if you subscribe to the Daily DX, you will be up to date on everything that's going on in the DX community.
Yeah.
Excellent.
yeah.
And I'm kind of choosy on who I support. So you guys are fantastic. We like the mission that you've done of getting young hams into this DXpedition stuff. To me, that's fantastic. If I'd had the ability to take time off and to come join you, man, that'd have been great. Just to fly out there for a few days to hang out with you guys. But I'm looking forward to the next one, and we want to be like a champion for you guys to get the word out there to help you get those funds raised.
This summer, man. This summer, we would love to have you.
Let us know any way we can to help you out. Let us know. We're here for you.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate the support. It's always fun to be on your podcast, and we look forward to joining you again.
Let's see. There's a word that Shane. People, I swear. No, it didn't collapse. Anyway, all right, Connor, Greg, you're welcome to stay. We're gonna kind of go around the room and say our howdy doodies and what have yous and kind of put a bow on it. So I'll start with.
Well.
And who knocked Shane out? Okay.
Who knocked Shane out?
What a rude bastard is what that was.
Who was that?
Hold on, Joe Brett.
I'm probably responsible for that.
Is Molson here? Wait, is Molson?
I went to type in chat and Shane disappeared, but did it do it again?
It did it again.
It did it again.
I don't think I done that the second time.
Well, I'm going to jump out of here. It's way past cocktail time, and I'm going to have a little bit of adult beverage and put my feet up.
Greg,
You didn't have one on the show? Why not?
I know, right? I had two and a half while we were going through the show. What are you waiting on? Joe Brett's on like number 6 or 7. He's already cross-eyed. Greg, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Keep us up to date. You know how to get a hold of us. Keep us up to date with what's going on.
Yeah.
And we look forward to hanging out with you guys.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you at Huntsville. 73. All right, Joe Brett, what you got, man? It's your show.
Man, what have I got? I've got an interesting night. I got to replay the episode. Connor's been awesome. Greg's been awesome. Y'all have been awesome. Look, I'm not going to lie. I put myself on mute for a while. I was trying to work Julie and Vaughn on their POTA. I've got my trusty iPad that I used. Well, quit turning the camera. I've got that nice SDR control application that I paid a lot of money for, but I only have 10 watts at home when I remote. So I finally gave up and I came back to y'all, and chat was moving a little slow, so I knew they was pretty interested in Connor and Greg. So.
Joe, I need to hook you up. Yeah. Need to get you hooked into my remote so you get 100 watts or maybe 1.5 kilowatts.
Well,
one of these days, hopefully.
You guys got me wondering.
One of these days soon.
I got that 7300 sitting down in the shack, just sitting there with a computer, with a DX Commander. I'm wondering if I should just hit the books and learn about this remote control stuff.
Yeah, you should talk to Steve and hook up the RC4 client to it. You're good to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. It's easy.
And what am I doing? And you're talking into the iPad, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're talking into the accessory port, but.
Or can I Bluetooth in? And no.
You don't want to Bluetooth it. No.
You don't want to Bluetooth it. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, that's something for another show for education, I guess. But sounds very interesting.
The Adventures of Izzo Remoting. There's an episode.
There could be a couple.
We were all thinking.
It could be like ham nuggets. We're gonna see how many episodes it takes before we can get it done.
Oh no!
How many episodes to get Izzo on remote?
Oh man!
I'll just fly back to Connecticut and send it.
Right. There you go. I'll pay for half your airfare. That saves us a week's worth of time.
Hey, you're on.
Yeah. But
Joe Brett, what you got coming up, man? I know you probably just gonna see you next week, but you got a video kind of in the works or anything?
No, not really. I have started doing some little shorts for just the members, but they're like candid little shots, just kind of saying hello, catching up,
just Cameos. A couple ounces at a time.
Repeat after me.
Izzo, man, what you got coming up, man?
I don't know, man. I got 2 days off. I would like to play some radio, whether it's close or 30 minutes away, but let's just see what the weather is. And we got Valentine's Day coming up on Friday. And
Friday.
It is Friday, Steve. We reminded you.
Yeah, nice. Man. Gotta figure stuff out with that.
I'll take her to dinner Saturday night.
You can't because I gotta work Saturday night.
I'm not going out Friday night.
You're not gonna go out Friday. Oh, Joe Brett, what the hell? You pulled a chain.
Hey, y'all know.
Oh my God, you saw it here first. Oh,
that's one way to drop the radio.
That's how you drop test shit.
You're not even on a tailgate.
See?
Hey, Carlos, you want that one?
That's going to be a YouTube short. You watch.
Holy shit, you saw it here first.
Let's try this a little more carefully. So there you go, Izzo. Little SDR control for your ICOM radios, or I think Jesus as well. So,
and after that drop, it's still working.
Yeah,
I'll take.
Yeah.
I'll take one.
That's good iPad.
Right.
I have an iPad. Yeah, I got an iPad. I'm good.
I was gonna say, is the 7300 available in SDR control yet?
Nope.
That's a bummer.
Well, thanks, ICOM.
Well, I have a 705.
That's the reason I'm going to Yaesu.
I was gonna say the 7760 is
a 3-foot drop test.
Oh my God! You almost made me drop my cigar for crying out loud.
I'm just glad y'all seen it. I didn't. But.
I'll bet you Carlos is choking right now. I'm looking at Carlos right now in the chat. He had a choke on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
The damn thing was right here, and then it was over there.
That's what happened, man. I was 1 minute I was looking at the table, and the next is in the middle of the street.
Y'all said,
Joe, where are your truck keys?
Do what?
Where are your truck keys? Or rental car keys?
Trucks at the house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as somebody else is driving.
James says, I think Shane remote control dropped the iPad.
Yes, you did.
All right,
Joe Brent's riding the bus, so you ain't got to worry about no keys.
There you go.
All right, so
I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you guys.
Right.
We'll just...
Awesome. Steve, what you got coming up, man? I know you're editing 8 videos. Overachiever.
Well, that's 8 that I got done today. I still have a few more to do. I did. What is it? Exam Tools, Ham Study, Signal Stick. They're all one company, really. They were down there in Orlando. I did a long interview with Richard, and it was kind of funny. He had a 605 in the background, and Caitlin was actually one of the signatures on it.
Nice.
So she got a shout out in the video. Ooh. And I went back and looked at the 605, and it was from one of my sessions.
Nice.
Excellent. So I just had to laugh at that one.
Very cool. Other than being here next week, what's coming up?
What's coming up, I'll go ahead and highlight Carlos's comment there. One great video. I sent him the raw of it, and we spent a couple hours on the phone on my way home just laughing about it. So
looking forward to that.
That will be a good one. Not safe.
Is that going to be a members only release? You could send me that. I could upload it to the Clubhouse, and we could set that as a members only release.
Yeah, because I need the watch hours.
Oh, okay.
That one will get me the watch hours. That's all.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
So, on that note,
we're all in awesome.
Right.
Julie did a quick, just a short for their Facebook, and in 3 days it hit 11,000 views.
Yep. Good stuff, man.
So I was like, yeah, she did a video for me.
Very cool. Connor, man, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Oh, this weekend, I'm going to go have fun this weekend. We're going to work the contest. I'm going to go operate part of the contest.
Good word, man.
A bunch of radio for the weekend with a few people from here in Missouri.
What contest is it?
It's the ARRL DXCW.
Okay.
So we'll be flying at 35-ish, 35 words per minute-ish probably to start. And then we'll see how the Europeans like us at midnight or 2 a.m. in the morning, our time.
Are you going to live stream that?
You working?
You should.
I got to remember, ARRL rules are rule. We'll see.
You just don't show what frequency you're on.
Yeah, don't show the radio, but...
that's all you got to do.
Is that from a certain contest station up there?
It is.
That I know of?
It's very much from that place with a few other people that are there. But
let me guess, Kyle.
Just don't show the radio.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah. And
is our package headed back my way?
Yeah, I was going to ask you at some point. Did you want that? I still all sitting here. I didn't know when we were gonna catch up because Caitlin has stuff for you too. So
okay.
It's all
That's
sitting
another
here.
Video for Steve.
Well,
For those of you who don't know, Steve sent a GoPro to Rotuma.
I didn't get to that point because so here's the funny story on that part.
I forgot all about it.
So he sent me the GoPro. I left as soon as he priority expressed it
overnight.
It landed at my house 8 p.m. the evening I was already on a plane.
Oh,
that sucks.
Yeah, the overnight shipping did not make it overnight.
Yeah, yes, you can have fun. I do, however.
On that?
Yeah, it's only money.
Well, so the interesting thing is, though, I do have some audio clips that I can play with, or audios, pictures, video, whatever. I got some feeds. I had an inline, one of those inline mics to plug in the back of the radio. And
did anyone take video while they were there?
I didn't think we took a lot of video. We took a lot of photos, but nobody was like really video agnostic type thing because we're just all moving and didn't really get anything.
Was that Wise?
It probably was.
GoPro. It's GoPro.
I was GoPro.
Oh, the session. Yep.
Yeah.
Never leave home without it.
You'll find some interesting stories, but
I can only imagine.
There's always there's the fun stories.
Especially if you're drinking the jungle juice.
The jungle juice, yes. Oh man.
Great times, man.
But it's a blast. So thanks once again. I know Greg really. It's a blast. We all have a blast coming on here, just doing the normal things, doing the normal shenanigans that everybody has here.
Absolutely, that's why we do it.
And you guys do it, and all the community. A lot of people probably have seen me around in a bunch of different places, and so
you still need a haircut.
I do still need a haircut. Everybody says that. I've let it rip. But if you catch up with me or see me, stop by, say hi. Don't be shy.
Dayton, right?
Dayton for sure. That's already a must on my list. I've already
and Huntsville.
Oh,
you're in Missouri, son. It ain't that far of a drive.
It ain't that far of a drive. But if I go and Caitlin doesn't go, she's gonna hear it. She's gonna hear the end of it.
That's true.
You'll never hear the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's normally that teaching, like first week of teaching, so it's always rough. But
yep, absolutely.
But we will figure that out. At some point I got to make the trip down there. It's everybody
a fun show.
It's a fun show.
Of the ones that I've been, and I've only been to 2 big ones. I went to Dayton and I've been to Huntsville. Huntsville's my favorite.
They each have their differences, so
absolutely.
It's always fun.
I just enjoyed the drive. Getting into Huntsville was so much easier than Dayton. And I like smaller shows because you can actually, get around and talk to folks where there's at Hamvention, there's just so
everything
much going
on.
And
and
whether
Huntsville, you're standing in line for 2 hours to get in.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But with Huntsville, we have that hangout location.
Oh yeah.
So that
I just
that
stay
helps.
there. Like I think Joe Brett and I went down to the year that I was there. I think we went down to the Hamfest for maybe a couple hours. Yeah. The rest of the time we just stayed up at the park playing POTA and hanging out with everybody, enjoying the campground.
That's what it's more for. It's just to hang out with everybody, right? So
absolutely.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, next week.
Speaking of POTA,
hold on. Wait. Before you guys go. I do this every week, and I'm so sorry. Can I just give a quick plug for what's going on here on the Clubhouse?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Just go get the old man calendar here
because he's not prepared.
Let me get the day runner out here.
Let me get the notebook out.
All right. Pull out the day planner. Here we go.
All right. So next week we're just hanging out, shenanigans. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring some people on, and maybe we'll play raid or whatever. February 25th. Excuse me. Scheduled. Justin Cokes, K3RR. He's known as Blackbeard's Radio. He's on YouTube. This guy's making some real fun YouTube stuff. He's sort of new. So check him out. And then we have coming up in a couple weeks. Oh, our anniversary show, March 25th. Oh wait, let me back up. That's February 25th. March 11th. For those of you who have worked Toby, Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta out of New Jersey. Been dying to get this lady on here. She automatically said yes. We didn't have to bribe her with anything. So this is going to be a fun interview with learning about Toby. She loves working everybody. She does a lot of field radio stuff. Again, March 25th, our anniversary show. We don't know what we're going to do yet. We'll do something.
We'll talk to Beer Snack.
Yep, and then in April we have some people coming on in April, but just want to let everyone know what's coming on for the month of March. So we got a lot of fun stuff planned.
It's gonna be a great time as always.
As always,
we just like to come in and hang out, even on the shows where we don't have guests or giveaways. We like to come in and hang out with you guys, especially those in the chat. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks for the monthly supporters, you guys. I think we ended up giving away. I went over budget on the 200
just a little
show.
bit.
I got in
trouble. I got in a little bit of trouble because I went over budget, but it was fun to give away almost $2,000 worth of ham radio equipment to some folks, and all that stuff's been delivered that we gave away, and I'm embiggening myself. Solo layout, yeah. Please make sure that you take pictures with your new gear or pictures of your new gear so that we can share that with the community. Thank you.
I agree. Please.
We want to see that. We want to see you playing radio. As far as for myself, I don't have anything coming out. I don't have any videos coming out. I'm 2 weeks probably away from taking my check ride for the FAA.
Nice.
So
excellent.
I'm really focused on that. The hats are coming up. Let me do the solo layout thing again. Be thinking about it. I think we're going to try to do.
Where's the poll? Tell everybody about the poll.
Well, the poll is for our YouTube members. So if you're a member, if you're a supporting member, make sure you go to our Discord and go to the members lounge, and you'll see all the information for that. But if you're interested in a hat, Julie, sorry, we'll take care of you. I know that that hat was not the best in the world, but these are really good quality. The folks that make these are out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, so not too far from myself. So I get a chance to actually make a contact with a local business, small business folks. So if you're interested in the hat, more details to come on that. Join us on Discord or join us here next week on the Clubhouse. We appreciate y'all being here. Y'all want to say bye, and I'll hit the button.
Before we do that,
what?
Shane, Saturday. Yep. Saturday, the HL Hunley event right here in Charleston.
Okay. Yep.
I will be. I don't know if I'm going to live it or if I'm just going to video it, but we will have the
club
trailer.
Live on the Clubhouse. Just saying.
I could, but then I don't get the watch hours.
I don't get the watch hours. I don't get the watch hours.
You can stream to both your
Stream
your
both,
channel
yep.
and the Clubhouse, you ding-a-ling.
Yeah, right.
Joe
Yeah.
Brett will show you how to do that.
But
We
will be on
send you to school and you eat the book covers.
20 and 40.
You get the watch hours.
So.
Joe Brett will do a thumbnail for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. In for HLH, the HL Hunley, commemorating the sinking of the Housatonic right here in Charleston Harbor. So, and we will be in a POTA spot.
There you go.
So.
All right, man. 73 to everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next
73
week.
boys.
Thanks, Connor. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for joining us. See y'all next week. Take care.
Yeah, here.
I said bye.
I don't know about that bathhouse.
Go to bed,
I don't know
Brett.
about that.
I don't know about that bathhouse.